Let's make spaghetti squash with lamb meatballs. If you love pasta but are trying to cut down on carbs, or if you have a gluten allergy, then spaghetti squash is for you. So cool how when it cooks up, it's able to fall apart into these shreds, similar to spaghetti. First, I'm gonna cut the squash in half, point the knife down, dig it right into the center of the squash, and just kind of push the knife down. So there we have it. I'll just take a spoon and scoop out the guts and the seeds. This might remind you of scooping the seeds out of your Halloween pumpkin for carving. And by the way, don't throw the seeds away. You can toast them up for a really tasty snack. Okay, so I'll get the squash onto a baking sheet, hit it with some oil, a bit of salt and pepper. Those will go into a 400-degree oven for about 30 to 40 minutes, or until the skin is roasted and the flesh is nice and tender. While the spaghetti squash roasts, I'll get going with my lamb meatballs. I love lamb. I think it's a pretty underrated protein, at least here in the US. Because guess what? It's delicious. So I got a bunch of ground lamb in the bowl, to which I'll season generously with salt and pepper. I have some fresh mint and parsley. Just kind of bunch them up together. Give everything a rough chop. Mint and parsley in. I'll add a pinch of cumin, just a touch of cinnamon, which if you didn't know, goes brilliantly with lamb. For binding, I'll add an egg and some panko breadcrumbs. Roll up our sleeves, just get in there, and mix it up with your hand. If you're a little afraid of lamb, then you can use ground pork as well, or even ground beef. Divide up the mixture and form it into nice balls. Going for around the size of a golf ball. You can make them bigger if you want, you can make them smaller. But what matters is that they are even. Now I'm gonna sear the meatballs. Put them in a hot pan with some oil, just over medium-high heat. I'm placing them in a clockwise fashion so I'll know the order in which to flip the meatballs. I'll give the meatballs about a minute or two aside until they're nice and brown all around. Oh yeah, very nice. And don't worry if the meatballs don't get fully cooked at this stage, because they're gonna cook later when we simmer them in the sauce. The meatballs are seared, so I'll take them out. To that rendered fat, I'll add some diced red onion. I'm using a red onion because it's sweeter. That sweetness will benefit our sauce nicely. I realized that I forgot to add garlic to my meatball, so I'll just add a bunch of garlic to the sauce now. Give that a pinch of chili flakes, dash of oregano. Let that cook together for about a minute. Ready for some tomato paste. With tomato paste, you want to let it cook for about a minute. It cooks out that raw, harsh acidity. Now we're ready for the passata, or pureed tomatoes. A little water in the tomato jar. Just give that a shake. Put that right in. And we'll go ahead and get the meatballs in as well. I'll bring this up to a simmer and let it go for 15 to 20 minutes, or until the sauce is reduced and the meatballs are fully cooked. Beautiful things are happening here. The meatballs are giving their flavor into the sauce, and the sauce is giving flavor to the meatballs while also cooking them through. If the sauce starts spitting at you like this, you may want to cover it with some foil. Now just have a look at that spaghetti squash. Beautiful. The sauce is thickened up beautifully. Taste that for seasoning. You could use a touch of salt, some pepper, a little pinch of sugar. Doesn't need a lot, just to help cut through the sweetness of the canned tomatoes. Take the spaghetti squash, get a fork, and just kind of pull the flesh apart. Pile up that beautiful spaghetti squash on the plate. And don't forget, this is a vegetable, so you can be generous with your portion. Bring forth the meatballs, plenty of that beautiful sauce. Top that off with fresh mint, good sprinkling of feta cheese. Wow, look at that. If I didn't know, I'd say I'm looking at a plate of spaghetti. Well, I'm excited for this. Oh, come on. Tender spaghetti squash, super flavorful meatballs, that really nice sauce to bring it all together. This plate is heavenly.